Everything that is authentic interests me. It's my passion. So there's an organization, the Hookeuses de Bord de l'Eau, making rugs. Now there is the New Brunswick Mat Registry, keeping records, and you are passionate about your work. It's a great pleasure for me to be the honorary president of this group. It's really my mother who planted the seed. First, for speaking French at home. We had to speak French to Mom and Dad. They didn't punish us, they didn't blame us. They just ignored us. So if you wanted an answer, you had to ask in French. It was like at dinner time they would say, "Why don't you speak French between brother and sister?" She told me the real reason, and it was true, because in those days, Canada wasn't bilingual yet. She said, "How would you talk to your aunties and uncles?" So when I turned 18, I knew I wanted to be a nun, a sister. And I absolutely wanted to go into a French-speaking congregation. There was no doubt about it because of what my mother used to say. I had decided the year before that to see what it was like. That means I was 17. I went to see the little congregation my mother told me to go to. You know? I had a cousin who was in that convent already, 2 even. So that's how I ended up at the Sisters of Notre-Dame du Sacré-Cœur of Moncton. But in those days, they were in Saint-Joseph, in Memramcook. Mum may have made hooked mats. I can't really remember. But it wasn't a regular thing, because Mom always said she found the people who made a lot of them were really impressive. I had the good fortune of staying with Marie Bernard, who had a quilting group. And she stayed at my house in Moncton. Now she has an apartment. So I was surrounded by quilts. That's how it was. She did that, and her group did that, so I came into contact with it. That's just since I was an adult. My first memory of a hooked rug was certainly when I started to look for them myself. For me to have myself, Ida Boudreau from Près d'en Haut, I'd say that was the first hooked rug I ever saw. It was La Joyeuse Criée, I think. Yes. I played 7 characters, and the first, I think her name was Aglaëlle. I had to do some mat hooking because she hooked mats, so I had to learn how to hook a mat. It was just for the performance. I was a character, and you learn everything that goes with that character. How many mats do I have? I have 2 in Moncton, I know that, from the same lady, and 2 here. Well, then, you just found a 3rd one. Well, I think this is part of the arts and culture in our province. It's daily life, culture. Culture is what goes on here. The way we live and breathe, what we see, the clouds outside, the wind in the trees. Well, it's so beautiful. It's our sense of touch, the fabrics. How do I see it? I hope that young people, I think, even if I'm not sure, that we just have to give them the bug and they'll catch it. In general, young people won't turn their backs on something if they understand it has value. They will see the passion adults have that will appeal to the youth. It's when an adult really believes in it, really gets into it, that young people will hear about it, get involved. And what I was talking about, the archives in Fredericton that you will leave for them, Even if it isn't very scientific, it'll be really human. This is going to captivate people.